Hull City versus Charlton Athletic here at the MKM Stadium. Just one change from the side that started on Tuesday night beating up Leicester City, and that is Liam Miller drops to the bench as suspected, and in a shocking turn John Egan comes into the starting lineup as Hull City change up formation for the first time starting the season with a 5-back, then moving into 3 midfield, and it seemed like 2 up top, which is going to be the first time that Sergei Kivic has rolled out that formation to start at Hull City this season. Matt Crooks is in the starting lineup, although we now know that he has a torn pectoral muscle following a bit of an incident on Tuesday night. But he is expected to have surgery at any point. They'll put him out of action for 2 months. He's in the match here today. Let's see if he can help produce for the Tigers. Come on, you all. A rendition of Elvis as the sides switch over. Hull City attacking the north stand for the first half. Come on, Matt Crooks. Come on, City. Nice playing there from City, working something building up through the back, all the way up to Ryan Giles out on the left wing, and then wins a corner here for City. Nice to see Giles getting up there as a left wing back, which is what he's predominantly as a player. Corner now for City, first run of the game, and see if they can do some damage. Joe GELHARDT. Now it's Drama's turn on this side as a right wing back to win corner for City. Nice work from Ruben Slater to get probably the best chance of the game so far for Hull City. 14 minutes in, the resulting effort led to the Charlton keeper rolling out of the field with the ball, so it will be yet another corner for City. Hopefully this one's better than the past 2 that we've had coming into the box, which have struggled to make it past the first man. Come on, City, keeping applying that pressure. Giles with a ranger from about halfway in the half. Must have been about 35 yards out from range. Took a deflection, went off target, but went a million miles away in that one. Don't mind it too much. 4th corner of the game here for City. Joe GELHARDT with a brilliant drop on the shoulder to send his man. Laid it through for Matt Crooks, who unfortunately just stuttered and didn't take the first shot. He held on to it for a bit too long, and that resulting shot that he did have took a deflection off one of the Charlton players in the back line. So yet another corner here for City. A couple of minutes after the last. Peach of a ball by Ryan Giles. He played it all the way down to the byline, got past his man, got past another, played it into the box, and it just swung past the 2 City players in there without a touch getting on it. Momentum is heavily in City's favour at the moment, still 0-0. Free kick here for City, some nice little bit of technical skill work there from Amir Zajmetrovic and Cody Drama. Promising area to get a cross in for City. Semir Jai nearly had another. He had a chance there on this game with the little back heel, and then another chance there off the back of the swinging in, following the back of the free kick that just happened there for City. 2 nice balls into the area. One by Amir and the other one by Giles. Come on, City. City managed to get the ball working down the line with Ryan Giles and Joe GELHART. Then Giles just got his legs absolutely snapped from underneath him by a Charlton Athletic player. It looks like it will be a free kick on. I think it actually is going to be a throw-in. I think he got a bit of the ball, but his legs were cleaned out underneath him. See what this is, but no card awarded. Things are still building here for either side. No real clear defining moment yet. 0-0, 40 minutes in. Happy but sloppy, I'd explain that first half. Some good moments for City through the build-up, but sloppy in essence at points as well. There's that good spell of about 10-15 minutes in the middle of the first half, but either side of it's been pretty sloppy from City. Charlton haven't done too much the better of. It's been certainly making a bit of a hard task for Hull City to get any balls into promising areas inside of their box. But that's how we knew Charlton were going to play. They've got the 2nd most clean sheets in the league for something this season, haven't they? There may be a little change to happen at half-time. They're still sticking with the 5-back at the moment. We'll see if that adapts as substitutes come on. 0-0 here at the MKM Stadium. Half Charlton Athletic get us underway in the second half. Joe GELHART scores again! Forwards rolling style, and Hull City crack underway in the second half in brilliant fashion. They capitalise on the mistake of the back by Charlton Athletic, and it's Joe GELHART who scores his 3rd time successive. 3 games on the trot, and Joe GELHART's on the score sheet. That's the start that Hull City wanted in the second half. 1-0 up at home against Charlton Athletic. Go on! Couple of chances there for City. GELHART, Joseph and Slater had a few chances on goal. All of them got blocked, and the final one resulting in a corner here for City. First corner of the second half for the Tigers. Come on, double change here for City. Drama coming off, Coyle coming on. Also Matt Crooks is coming off. As expected, he won't play the full game through torn pectoral muscle. And he's replaced by our Canadian boy, Liam Miller. There's a standing ovation. Liam Miller. The stands. And a little way as he's introduced onto the field. Of course, a fantastic 100 minutes he spent on this field on Tuesday night. Little side note, Hughes should give the captain's armband over to Louis Coyle. City, 68 minutes into this one, still 1-0 up. Number 2 for Charlton Athletic just got their arm round Kyle Joseph's throat and dragged him to the floor. It's a free kick for City, but no penalties towards Charlton Athletic. Kyle Joseph is making way now. He's going to be replaced by Enes Destan. Of course, setting as usual, 15 minutes towards the end of the game. It's been a bit of a back and forth scrappy affair so far in the past couple of minutes. Fouls going either way. But Enes Destan coming on, he'll be going up top. Presumably looking to try and grab his first goal for City, which would make it two. Referee's had a shocker there. Number 14 for Charlton just pushed Wigan Slater clear as day in an aggressive manner. No card once again. And that's something you really don't want to see. Liam Miller down on the decks. That's probably going to be his day done. Being on for a mere few minutes. Showing a sign of his hamstring giving him some bother. And it seems like he's going the same way that Mohamed Baloumi did. He's back onto the injury shelf with a hamstring injury. He was signalling it before he went down, he knew he did something. And that's really not what you want to see. Long road of recovery for him so far. And now it's going to be an even longer road for our Canadian boy. Hopefully it's not as bad as what it's seeming, but at the moment I can only expect it to be a similar route as what Mohamed Baloumi is going through at the moment in his second spell of recovery. There we go, Liam Miller exiting. Been on for about 10, maybe 15 minutes. He's getting replaced by Darko Derby. And we can just hope and pray that it's not as bad as it seems. But he's got his head down. Let's hope and pray. 5 minutes here at the MKM Stadium. Charlton have themselves a corner. City really battling hard to keep this one 1-0. Clean sheet and the win for the Tigers. Come on, City. And from that corner, Charlton Athletic score. It's 1-1. And the travelling West fans, they're happy. He's happy. Direct from the corner, swung in. And he's a free man to nod it into the back of the net. The City have the 4 minutes left of additional time to try and keep their winning streak going. It's 1-1 here at the MKM Stadium. 91 minutes in. The unbeaten run continues to 5, but the winning streak stops at 3. As it's 1-1 here at the MKM Stadium. City players drop their heads a bit. They battled for a few minutes to try and get that winner, but it didn't happen. Sloppiness, I've got to say, costed in areas of this game. There was good moments, there was some not so good moments. I point out this one, good result on paper. In what was actually played on the field, could have very well been that City win that seems to be for the majority of that second half. I'll have more in a minute from the car.
It ends even at the MKM Stadium, a bit unfortunate at the end, but let's take the positives away from the game before we dive into some of the negatives. It's still an unbeaten streak for City. It is 10 points out of 12. It is a really good form, currently 5 unbeaten, all the way tracking back to, I think, that Preston draw. So it's really good. We come up against some tough opposition, and similarly today, a tough side. They are up and amongst it. They have got pretty much a similar record coming into this, if not a better record with the better defence. They are higher in the division based on goal difference to us, and we're still up there. 8th place, of course, it's too early to look in the table, but we're up in 8th. Good point to get at home. still holding out that good form, not unbeaten at home, but still holding out that good form, and getting a draw at home against a side that at the moment are doing quite well for themselves, and it's not too bad. Let's dive into some of the negatives though. Of course, there was the opportunity to win that game. Let's not beat around the bush. Hull City could have come away with all 3 points in this one. It is probably an outlook that most City fans are going to come away with 2 points lost. All probably down to Evo Panda, maybe some people would say. A couple of chances, the parry away before the subsequent corner, which then Charlton converted. And we know Charlton coming into this one, they've been very, very good from set pieces this season, free kicks and corners. That's how they've scored majority of their goals. And then to give away a corner in the 91st minute of the 5 additional to be played, it really is, you're just stabbing yourself a little bit in the foot. So that's something that you really do want to watch out for. In essence, in any game, if you know your opposition, you know their strengths, don't give them their strengths, especially at pinnacle points in the game. And unfortunately, City gave that corner away, and then possibly some City fans were also claiming Ivo Pana should have had a bit of control more in the air with the subsequent corner, which they converted to give the equaliser at the end of the game. Hull City battled a bit, but as I said a couple of times in this vlog, there was a little bit of sloppiness today, but overall, it was an okay performance. We'll talk a bit through the team. Defence-wise, I thought the back 5 worked to some degree. Yes, there was a bit of shakiness, whether that was because it's the first time really playing this, especially starting a game. I think this is the first time Sergej Kivic has rolled anything out other than the 5-2-3-1, which he's been playing for the entire season. So a 5 back to start the game, that's a little bit of something different, whether that's fed into the little bits of shakiness that we saw. But overall, it wasn't too bad. Saw good stuff from Charlie Hughes, Semi Ajayi and John Egan, to be fair, all of them. Ryan Giles was fantastic down the left, and Cody Drammer was quite good down the right, to be fair, as well. Heading forwards through the midfield, I don't think Matt Crooks had the best of games, whether that is due to his torn pectoral muscle. The pain that he's going through with that, can only imagine, is unbearable. So it's pretty good, to be fair, that he came out and played about 60 minutes worth of football here at the MKM Stadium, but it may be time for him to get that operation, get that fixed sooner rather than later, because I can't see it being a good factor holding out the surgery for too much longer. So it might be a case Matt Crooks going to have that surgery at some point this week, which will put him out for about 2 months worth of action. Elsewhere in the squad, Slater, quite good. Amir Hazai had his moments as well. For me, the man of the match is Joe GELHARDT. Yes, he got the goal, but he was still the player that was charging forwards the most. He was getting the attacks going, and he was really driving things through the squad for City. So he's my man of the match in this one. Kyle Joseph, once again, unlucky to not come out with the goal. There was one chance where he fluffed it a little bit and it came off a deflection. And then also, who else started? That was the starting lineup. Then Liam Miller. I mean, we'll talk about Liam Miller in a second, because that is it's probably the most devastating thing that could have come out of this one. Even if Hull City went on to go and lose, I'm sure the most devastating talking point would have been Liam Miller. Darko Gyabi, all right when he came on. I'm trying to think of who else came on in this one. I can't think of off the top of my head, so let's talk about Liam Miller and see if any of them popped to my mind. Louis Coyle, all right, his crosses weren't the best in this one, but it wasn't too bad. So let's talk about Liam Miller. Unfortunately, it does seem like he's on the same route of Mohamed Baloumi. It is a very common case. ACL injuries, coming back from them, looking all fine and dandy, and then doing something with your hamstring. It's a very, very common practice that will happen. It happened to Mohamed Baloumi, and it seemed like it's happened to Liam Miller. Of course, I'll keep saying, as things develop with this one, it is a case that it might have just been a bit of cramp, and he could be completely fine, ready to go for Norwich away next weekend. I don't think so. I do think it is a very similar route to that of Mohamed Baloumi, and it's very, very unfortunate. I mean, he had a long road. We've known about his struggles getting back to fitness, that 340 some days that it took him to get back on the field for City. And it's another 6 to 8 weeks on the sidelines for him, which is really unfortunate, especially after coming on and pressing in his first start in 2 days shy of a year last time out on Tuesday, and then coming on today, really being the test for him, seeing if he can come back onto the field after playing 100 minutes on Tuesday and then coming on to play a couple of minutes today. But it didn't really work out in that aspect. And I say, I'll keep you to as things develop for Liam Miller, but that's really the most upsetting thing I've got to say about this one. The point is the point. But Liam Miller, that's one player. Certainly can't afford to lose again for another season. But to even lose him for 6 to 8 weeks, that is going to be a bit of a shot in the dark for City. Of course, you're looking elsewhere. Ollie McBurney, he's currently out injured. We'll see if he's back for next weekend's affair. John Lundstrom, another key player. Matt Crooks looking like he's going to be out now with his surgery. So there's players all over the squad that are slowly getting the injuries. Mohamed Baloumi, as I said. And it's really, that's going to be the test for City. Can this City squad contest with the other championship teams whilst having the injuries going on, the big injuries that they've currently got? I mean, next weekend will be a good test for that. It's against a Norwich side at their stadium, let's not forget, but it's still a Norwich side that are struggling this season. They're in the relegation zone. I believe they've lost again today. And so they may not have a manager by next weekend, but it certainly is going to be a test, that one. See how the squad shapes up for that one and what the squad will do away at Norwich. Of course, I'll have all of the coverage leading up to that one throughout the week, all of the news surrounding Hull City, prediction preview video ahead of that clash in Norwich next weekend, and a live stream to go along with it. So stay tuned on the channel by liking and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Up the Tigers!